Hello, loved ones, and welcome back to Any Percent, the only podcast that has double-digit episodes. My name is Evan Sampson, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Kody Mosley.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Casper Karen.
How's it going?
Gang, gang. And me, like I said, I'm Evan. This week, we're talking about Yakuza, but as is the recommended CDC guidelines, I have to talk to these guys about what's going on in their lives. So, Kody, playing any video games, my guy?
No, I'm actually been super busy with work, unfortunately. So I haven't been able to play a ton of video games. Instead, I got a quick story. All right, so I live in an apartment complex, right? You get to know some of your neighbors and stuff.
Sure.
You recognize them, say hey. I don't know their name, but
Yeah.
there's this guy, right? Every time me and Riley take Jerry out, he comments on Jerry and says like, "Oh wow, he's getting so big." Jerry's 4. He's not growing anymore. He is as
Yeah,
big
he's a
as
full-grown
he
dog.
will ever be. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he thinks is growing.
Is he
Whatever,
an older guy?
anyways. But today, he's like normal, like adult, 40s, whatever. He's got a kid, so
All right.
little kid running around. And so today, we get in the elevator. We come out of the elevator. The dude's there, and he's like, "Oh wow, I don't think I met this dog before." And Riley like, "Oh, this is Jerry." But as soon as we leave, we're like, "Dude, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? How come he doesn't know?" It's like he's just been like mind wiped, like Men in Black type. Every time we see him, like, dude, we see you like once a week with Jerry.
That is weird.
This guy's nuts. I don't get it.
Well,
So anyways.
maybe he sees a lot of dogs, and you're just one of many dogs to him.
I guess. I really guess. It's just so weird. You have to reintroduce our dog and ourselves once a week. So anyways, that's what I got going on. That's what keeps me up at night. So
Nice. Casper, you playing any video games?
I've been getting into Hearthstone recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's a good way to waste your money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't spent any money on it yet. I used to play it a while back, but only a little bit. But now they have like this new thing called Battlegrounds. And you guys know what auto chess is?
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of like auto chess, but Hearthstone cards, right? So like you buy cards every
Interesting.
round. There's like 8 different people.
Yeah.
And every round you just keep buying cards, selling your old ones, and upgrading the shop. And you just have to have like the perfect deck to fight whoever your opponent is. And
You said there's 8 opponents at a time?
yeah, there's 8. It's kind of weird. I don't really like auto
Interesting.
chess.
So it's kind of like a battle royale.
Yeah,
Right.
Mm.
I don't really like auto chess that much, but I really like the Hearthstone one. I think it's pretty fun. But
Yeah, auto
Nice.
chess is huge right now.
yeah,
I played a fair amount of Dota Underlords, but that's it, which is like the Dota auto chess, like official one. I think the
Right.
auto chess,
Yeah.
like the people who invented it are making a game though, of their own. So
Right.
that'll be cool.
Huh.
Nice. All right, I gotta wake up. Let's see. Casper, is there anything else? Falling asleep. Not your
Not
fault,
much.
Casper. I'm just sleepy. Yeah, just chilling.
Dude, Hearthstone's great on the it's like the perfect iPad game.
yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what I
Like
yeah.
It's sick.
fingering those cards
Yeah,
around.
oh yeah.
Just yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So let's see, what have I been playing? I think I said this in the last one. Or I said I was gonna play it maybe, but I'm playing Control, which is really fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Control is awesome. And I put it off, expecting the PS5 version to come out, and then it was the free PlayStation game. So now I'm playing it. Just
Ultimate Edition.
yeah, and it's just super fun. Like the story is very like David Lynch-esque, and like it's like just nonsensical, and like, you know, makes me want to like peel back that next layer of the story and kind of just get to the bottom
like
of
an
what's
onion.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an onion. So that's pretty solid. And then I've also been playing Hitman 3, which is also solid. I think I did talk about that as well last time, but not a lot to say there. I'm getting pretty far in it, but it's good. And then played some multiplayer No Man's Sky this week for the first time, which I've never done, which was okay. I feel like it kind of breaks the game a little bit to actually play multiplayer, because like your friend can just roll up with like all his like best gear and just hook you up with like whatever.
Right.
Oh, I see. That's a problem with a lot of games, right? It's like,
yeah, like how do you balance that like multiplayer experience with like something that is like very progression based, right? Like it's not session based. It's like the whole thing. So, but it's fun. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So you guys want to talk about the game?
Yeah.
let's talk about the game.
Let's talk about the game. We all have really sleepy energy. We are filming this episode the day before Valentine's Day because Kody's girlfriend was going to beat him up if he had to film a podcast on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I got a date tomorrow.
Got a date.
We're not
Got
going
a hot
anywhere,
date.
but
Yeah, you better not. COVID times. I'll be mad.
Riley's
Okay.
mom. I was just gonna say,
No, yeah,
Riley's
tell us,
mom
sorry.
got us like, it's like a date box, and it comes once a month. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
kind of cute.
Huh.
Yeah. So you just
What's
do
in it?
like, we're making Pop-Tarts tomorrow, homemade Pop-Tarts.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Very
Liz and I made
it's like-
Legos earlier this week. We bought like some Legos and
that's
just had like a
sick.
Lego date. Wait, I have it. This will only be relevant to the visual, the YouTuber.
Isn't it a race car?
Yes. It
Nice.
is a 1985 Audi Quattro something.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's pretty
Thing
cool.
is rad as fucking hell.
Oh, wow.
Do the
And it's
doors
like-
open?
No, doors don't open.
Oh,
That would be really tight if the doors opened. But yeah, doing dates during COVID is hard.
yeah, it's pretty tough.
I miss the restaurants. Ugh. But yeah, let's talk about the game. So, folks, it's episode 10. Can you believe it? We've made it to episode 10. We have been
Wow.
doing this now. That means we've been doing this for 20 weeks, which
Oh, right. Well,
It's
I
kind
guess
of a lot.
At first, did we do alternating weeks? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
I don't know. I think on average, just like the 20th week ish.
Mm.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
first
for
our
sure.
schedule was a little different. So yeah, Yakuza 0. It's a prequel to the Yakuza series. It's a cross-gen game, so it was on the PS3 and the PS4. It originally released in Japan in 2015 before being released in the United States just for PlayStation 4 in 2017. It's like a RPG beat 'em up Yakuza simulator. I don't know. It's a game. Visual novel.
I guess my first question for you guys is just like does anyone else have any experience with the Yakuza franchise? Because it's massive. Everyone's always talking about Yakuza.
I played the demo for Yakuza 4 on my PlayStation
Okay.
3, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool, but I am 12 and I have no money.
Right.
I thought you were going to ask if there's any
What about you?
experience with the Yakuza. Just Yakuza in
Yeah,
general.
just like,
Yeah, just straight.
yeah.
I never played a Yakuza game before, though. This is my first experience.
Hmm.
Yeah. Same for
Yeah,
like
it's
the whole
always
thing.
when I picked it, it was just it's something that's always been in the back of my mind, like, yo, play Yakuza. But it's kind of like daunting, right? Because this game is
It's a
this
fat
franchise
game.
is mad. They got every
Yeah.
game is 50 plus hours, and it's like, where do I even start?
Right.
Let's see what
with
time to
Yakuza.
beat is for this, which is always fascinating to me because I feel like time to beat is usually like a low ball estimate
I-
on this like, or wait,
I remember looking it up
I
before.
think they
It was
do.
long.
Yeah, I think they do specifically, like that website does, like if you just do like hunt everything, it takes this long. If you just do the main story, it
right.
takes
So
this
it
long.
says for main story 31 hours, main and extra 65, and for the full completionist 139 hours.
Wow.
Woo!
That's a lot of stuff.
Jesus Lord, give me strength. That is a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
And this is just the first game in the series, and then there's a bunch of spin-offs, and then there's
Yeah.
A lot.
so it's like climbing Mount Everest, right?
How so?
Because
Please expand on this.
everyone who's done it won't shut the fuck up about it. and and you just like, oh man, maybe I should do that one day.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think? Like, did you enjoy the game, or like, was it okay? Like, if you had to like give it like a double thumbs up, one thumbs up, no thumbs up, all the way down to double thumbs down, what do you give it?
Whoa. I'm gonna
So
give
that's
it,
a 1 to 7 rating system.
well, I guess so. So I'm not like the farthest into it as, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I am in for the ride. So I'm going to give this thing double thumbs up. It's a little hokey sometimes. There's definitely flaws. It's not a perfect game by any means. But I'm just like so captivated by it.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm glad you feel that way about it.
Yeah, oh man.
Yeah. Casper, what's up with you?
I'm giving
What do
it.
you think?
I'm giving it like a sideways thumb and a thumb up, I guess, because I like a lot of it. I didn't when I first started playing it. I didn't think I was gonna like the very beginning. It just kind of takes a while. It wasn't until like the first lead up to the boss fight, like that whole action sequence.
Mm.
That's when I actually started getting into
Yeah.
the game. I feel like it takes way too long before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so big ask for like when it starts to kind of get good.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it the parts I like get the double thumbs up, but then there's parts I don't like which get the thumbs down, so that averages out to just the one thumb up.
Mm.
So I'm gonna give it as one thumb up. Or even perhaps the sideways thumb and one thumb up. That's like a pretty good assessment of it. I really like that. I think, parts of it work really well. Parts of it seem very like superfluous and unnecessary, and like it shocks me that this is a 31-hour game to beat the main story, because like the gameplay I don't feel like can support a 31-hour story. Like the moment to moment, like playing the game, like that's a lot of doing that.
I think
Which
That is a lot. Yeah.
it's a big ask, but like I will like pepper this comment with like the detail that I generally don't like super long games. Like I can't remember. I think Death Stranding was the last like 40+ hour game that I finished. So I'm not like super into that as like a thing.
I think
But some people, they're like, the longer it is, the more I want to play it.
I think
up?
Right.
I think most of it is cutscene. Like
Yeah,
the game,
there is
cutscenes.
quite a bit of cutscenes.
yeah, and it's like all
Let's
different
talk about the
types.
cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good starting point.
So
'Cause the-
cutscenes, right? Like
Yeah.
there are those really nice cutscenes, or like they're the little cherries on top of the everything, and then you look down on the rest of the sundae, and it's not ice cream; it's like sawdust or something, Because like it's the other cutscenes are like do not match that quality like at all.
Yeah. Yeah. There-
So like,
By
what are the
my
other two
count-
flavors, right? Like
Right. By my count, there's 3 types of cutscenes, which is super weird. And the point I am in the game, I haven't seen one of the types for like probably about 6 hours. So I'm confused. Is that type of cutscene gonna come back? Specifically, I'm thinking of the one where no one's mouth moves and no one actually moves.
But they
it
like kind
just-
of idle animate, like they wiggle back and forth
yeah,
slowly,
right,
and they blink.
like a comic booky thing. That's
Yeah.
what it kind of looks like to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's very stylized compared to the regular cutscene where everyone's moving and
Wiggling
fully
around,
animated.
having fun.
Right. And then
We're
there's like the one,
Yakuza.
right? And then there's the one in between where it's like sometimes there's no dialogue and stuff like that. It just be
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
little strange.
I think it is a weird choice to like have them be like slightly animated versus just straight up still images. Like I feel like
Right.
it's them being like, well, we put in more effort, but to me it seems kind of like Uncanny Valley-esque. Like the just like audio viewers, I am like keeping my mouth shut and just rocking back and forth slowly, but then at the same time I'm speaking Japanese, so it's just very strange. But I don't know, Casper, what do you think of the cutscenes?
Weird. I I didn't like them at all. I don't know. They're just weird because I don't mind the ones where it's just like dialogue and they grunt, for like the smaller cutscenes.
Yeah.
But then
Right.
it's mostly the ones that are the in between where they're talking, or like they have the actual voice actors talking, and it's just
and they're
like,
not moving.
Yeah, their eyes move, like they'll like open up and like have expression, like anger and sad,
Right.
but they'll just they don't. Their lips don't move. It's weird.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's very creepy. I noticed like in the cutscenes, especially, it's pretty like evident when like who is a main character and who like is not. Like all the main characters like have like these very detailed models, and then the background people like look like PS2 characters, like they look like San Andreas characters.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I thought that was weird. Just like it totally took me out of it to see these people looking so like I guess it's like plastic. They all look like they're made of plastic, and then the main characters look more human. I don't know.
So Evan, are you playing this on PS5?
PS5.
So
Load times
Casper,
are better.
Load times are great.
Really
load
good.
times are-
On the PS4, I remember that being kind of annoyed sometimes with the loading when I played it last.
Casper, what are you playing it on? You playing on PC?
Yeah. Oh, so you guys are both playing it on PlayStation 5, but that means on PC. You guys don't see the real Yakuza use gamepad, right? When you load the game.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's
That's
fine.
why they recommend it.
That seems it seems like a really weird game to play with a mouse and keyboard. Did you do that, Casper?
No, I just used
Or
the
did you use a gamepad?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious though now. Like I'm like,
Yeah, like
what do you-
swinging around in a fight.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of weird.
anybody who plays like a third-person action game with a mouse and keyboard like needs to be chased down and shot. Like it's really weird. I don't know. I tried playing Dark Souls with a mouse and keyboard and I just couldn't do it. Like it felt very strange. It's bad. I guess I play like if it's a third-person shooter, I would play that with a mouse and keyboard, but that's it.
Yeah, that's fair. So the only reason why I ask Evan is because I don't think, I mean, PS5 just came out and patches for the PS5 versions of all these backwards compatible games are still trickling out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if this one definitely doesn't have that,
No
right?
way.
Definitely
no
not,
way.
right?
Well, I can look really quick, but
That's what I thought. So you can definitely tell, like you said, who's the main character and who's not. Some of the textures are a little weird,
Iffy.
but I think it's because I don't know. When this game is made for PS3/PS4, and then you are playing it on PS5, also.
yeah, it's
kinda
old.
like-
I mean, it's old. It's gonna show its age.
It's old, right?
Yeah, so I can't like fault it. It's just something that is like very noticeable to me. And like now in most modern games, or like modern AAA games, they tend to like that quality of the side character models is usually better. You know, although like totally it was a thing though. Like back then to just kind of only invest in like the one nice character model.
Yeah. So keeping in line with like the graphics and the presentation of the game, what do you guys think about like the UI? Because I found it just overall a little confusing sometimes.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, it's kind of clunky.
Clunky's a good word to use for it.
I don't like the mission. If you look at all the missions you have, they're not like currently active. It's just a list of every single mission from 1 to 100.
Yeah.
And if you're on mission 50,
Yeah.
it's in the middle of the list. I hate that. It's really bad.
Yeah. That is like a thing that I think was like more common, and then people were like, no, we just want to know what we're up to. Like that's why we're looking at the list. Because I feel like I've played older games that do the same thing. Or like Dragon Quest does that. Dragon Quest does the same thing for the side quests. It's just that they're there's less of a reason to go look. I don't know. I don't remember being mad when I was playing
specifically
Dragon Quest.
for that. It seems like there's kind of like a collector, like completionist aspect. Most games have something like this, right? But it's like, okay, you can see a list of all the side missions, so that way you can check off and know what you still need to complete and stuff.
That's a good point.
And they're all numbered so that way they're kind of cataloged, and there's all those cards in the world of the game.
Let's talk about the cards.
Yeah.
They're
So are
I
they?
only found a couple.
Who are they? Are they porn stars, or
like
are
from
they
Japan in the 80s,
or are they
whatever?
just like idols, like attractive women? Like who?
They
who
call
are
them
they?
telephone
That's a great
cards.
question.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They're like baseball cards, but for women.
Yeah.
But like, who are they? Like, that's what I want to know, because it's real. So for people who haven't played the game, like, it's like real people on these. It's like pictures of women in bikinis on these cards, and you pick them up, and then you do get a trophy for masturbating. I don't know if you guys have done that, but you get a trophy for taking it to the store and watching the video. Well, I had to know. I was like sitting with my fiance, and she saw me pick up the card, and I explained to her what it does. And then she's like, "Well, we got to see like what it really does." So we took it to the store, and the clerk was like, "You're so handsome. Do you really want to jerk off in here?" And my guy's like, "Yes, I do." And so he goes, and it literally like
yes,
when I got
do.
the trophy, it took like the auto screenshot, and it's like the camera is like zoomed in on the tissues next to the TV. It's like full, and I think the trophy was called "I Did It for the Trophy."
Oh, that's really good.
Wow.
Yeah, this game's funny as hell.
Yeah.
This game's really funny. Like as far as writing, the characters, the different quests are pretty funny. That is an aspect that I like a lot. So to jump back to the UI, 'cause I don't know if we completely covered everything. What do you guys think of like for the longest time I didn't realize that there's items you can equip. Yeah, there's like some pawn shop
there is
dude
some
who
RPG
sells...
mechanics. Just really quick to bounce back, I think I found a porno specifically on Amazon starring one of the card people. So I think they are porn stars.
Like actual...
Okay.
Think so.
From like the 80s or like a modern day?
No, they're definitely like modern day women.
Okay. That would have been cool if they did research.
I don't know.
And it's from...
If you're listening to this and you know about this, please let us know what the deal is. Because I certainly don't know the deal. Anyways,
down
sorry.
a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Wait, when you found it on Amazon, was it like a DVD or like a VHS?
It was a Blu-ray called...
Blu-ray.
Let's see. Okay, in all caps, Japanese adult content. Open parentheses. Pixelated. Close parentheses. And then it says Anikos H Chika Arimura Blu-ray H.
It's all question marks.
Yeah,
they don't know what it is.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, they even question it. They're
It's
just
Japanese adult content pixelated. So,
yeah.
If I buy it now, I can get it next month. It has a one rating, and it's a 1 out of 5. I can't believe they sell pornos on Amazon. It's kind of messed up. Sorry, I know this is a family-friendly podcast.
It's pixelated though, so
yeah,
it's
so
not
it's
very...
fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Sorry.
we were talking about
the UI.
the fact that I'm an idiot. I didn't even know that there was equipment. You could equip like different shoes and stuff.
Don't they say equipment on it, like in the main menu? Isn't it like right under?
Well, so my thing was I was like, what the hell is this? I don't have any items that do this. You have to kind of find it in the game. Like I guess it's just not very like upfront. Like sometimes when you complete some of these quests, they give you like a necklace or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, I found like some insult, like some fucking Dr. Scholl's for my shoes. And I was like, I slipped them in and now I have a +1 defense or something. I was like, okay.
I do like how the game is like taking like RPG tropes and like trying to recontextualize them. Like that's fucking funny, right? Like like one of the things I have equipped is just like a belt. It's just like a leather belt and it's like +2 to my defense. Yeah, like or like to refill your health bar, you gotta like go to the
the noodle shop, or
Yeah, get some
eat
noodles.
some sushi or something like mid
Or
fight.
you can pound some medicine. That's what I do. It's
Right.
the cheaper way to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
speaking of the UI and stuff, like, oh, sorry, you go, Casper.
Oh,
I don't want to take it away.
Say with the UI, there's like a limited inventory that you can hold on you,
Right.
and
Right. Yeah.
I found that to be annoying sometimes because I would actually get a lot of stuff from
Totally.
side missions.
Mhm.
Totally.
Right.
Your audio cut, I think, or my audio's cutting.
No, sorry, I got this.
I can hear you.
I got distracted. Sorry,
Okay.
that was just me.
Is there a way like later on to upgrade your equipment or no? Like upgrade your
I don't think you
carrying
like.
bag?
I don't think there. Maybe that's a thing, but I don't think they like encourage you to carry a lot of stuff around. You know, because
Okay.
the more stuff you can carry, the more just like health potions, you know, you can carry. I will say yes. I think that the limit is annoying in the sense that like, why do the items that serve no purpose take up my precious inventory space? Right? Like,
Yeah.
if I win a crane game,
Yeah,
I don't actually like that should go to like some separate inventory for like collectibles only. And instead
Like
it like sits
miscellaneous, yeah.
Yeah, and instead it sits in my inventory. It doesn't do anything at all. There's like a side quest or two that require you to win a crane game, but you know, I think it's this decision to like stick to this one inventory system like
Yeah.
at all costs, right? Like just even if it is like clunky and annoying for the players, like that's how we're going to do it. So I don't know. I think it was the wrong decision. I wish that's my one dream for the inventory management is that there was like better division of my inventory.
I think the
If I
whole
had separate inventories for different things.
in general the UI just has to be better. It's not that good. Not for
Yeah.
when this game
A lot
came
of,
out,
like,
15?
text.
Really dated,
Yes.
which is makes it in that respect it definitely is dated for sure, because games are coming out now where it makes complete sense the way they organize all the equipment and
Yeah.
collectibles and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, so we talked a little bit about side missions. Yes, let's talk about side missions.
dude,
talk about the
side missions are sick.
Kamurocho and Sotenburi, the two cities that this game is set in, and there are many colorful characters that live there.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any memorable side missions you did? So just really quick before I hand it off to you guys. So for our listeners, like the game has like so many side missions, and it's just people standing on the street with a little bubble above their heads, and you walk up to them and you're like, "Hey, bitch, what's good?" And you are the nicest Yakuza who has ever lived. I mean, you just are like a man of the people, and it's like, I thought Yakuza were like scary criminal guys, but I guess not. I guess they like are really chill and like will like change a tire for you if you ask them.
Well, our main protagonist, right? He's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
I
He's,
guess. I mean, he still beats the
he's,
shit out of people.
Oh, he destroys people. We can get into that later, but like the fights are insane.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, so to your
Side quests.
yeah, so I got two that really stick out to me, right? So there's this one kid I came across. He's waiting in line for a game, right?
Oh, I remember
it's
this
just-
one.
Oh yeah.
The newest game just came out. He saved up all his money, right? And then I go off. I'm like, okay, cool. I go do whatever I was gonna do, and I come back, and this kid's getting mugged. Some asshole stealing his game. So I talk to the kid, and I'm like, don't worry, I'll get your game back. I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of this guy, right? I run over to the guy who stole the game. I beat the shit out of him, but it turns out someone else robbed that guy. So I go and I chase that dude. So now I'm a guy stole a guy's games from the kid or whatever. So now I'm like 2 people removed. I beat up that guy. Someone else stole it.
Yeah.
And then the main character, Kiryu, right? He's like, this is hurting my head. I'm so confused right now. And I was like, yeah, me too. But I know what I got to do. I go.
A chain of muggings.
Yeah, and so I beat up the next guy, right? And it gets progressively, like it starts like a street thug, then it's like a, some delinquent or whatever. Then it's like an entry level Yakuza guy, beat him up. And then turns out that guy, he explained to me why he stole the game.
It was to give it to his son.
because he needs to give it to his son because I guess he got like a divorce and he's trying to make the kid happy or whatever. And it turns out the original kid is that guy's son. And I was like,
It's the gift of the Magi.
Right. So that mission stood out to me. I was like,
that
wow,
one I like
that's,
too.
And then another one that I've got, I did this very early on, so it might be a little fuzzy on some parts.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's like, he's got a girlfriend. They're fighting a lot because I guess the girlfriend likes to sell her panties.
Oh my.
Right. So I'm like, oh crap, okay.
Oh,
but the girl's in high school.
yeah, they're teenagers.
But that's okay there.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like
I guess so. I don't know. It's a little
It's a different culture,
gray
Kody.
area. That's true. They have emotions.
They have
right?
emotions there. Yeah.
And so like I have to, but this girl's a part of this like panty selling ring. And then she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'll get to the person at the top of this panty selling ring, and I'll tell her to stop it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't want to stop it. She's like telling me,
not.
I'm not going to stop it. I'm making a ton of money. And then she almost gets mugged, but I beat up that mugger. And then she's like, all right, I see the error of my ways. Or no, it was like some creep who was like, oh, I love your panties. I'm going to kidnap you.
Mm-hmm.
So I beat the crap out of that guy. And then she shut down the ring. She's like, you know what? You're right. I'm in high school. I shouldn't do this. So that it just kind of shows like, I don't know, some of these quests, like with the kid, it's like, man, this guy actually got like a lot of heart. You know what I mean? In these quests. It's really well written. And then like some quests are just so absurd. It's just insane.
Yeah.
The stuff you have to do. I'm sure you guys have some crazy quest stories as well. But those are my two. So.
Casper, what about you?
I liked the one where he had to become a director, or no, was it a producer?
Yes.
Producer?
Yeah, or he had to become a producer, and it was just he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know any of the terms or anything. Or I guess technically, depending on what you picked for like all the options, you could have made it so that he knew what he was doing. But I kind of just wanted to see what would happen if you picked the wrong thing. So like you could punch the plate and stuff, and like it kept on going wrong. And the whole thing just ended.
Huh? Oh yeah, you go. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that it ended with like the actual producer coming around, and you just beat him off like every other mission. It just ends with you beating some guy up.
So yeah, I wonder, Casper, is there? So it ended with like kind of me befriending the director because he's like, oh, I'm only so hard on my other workers because like I want to create like the best art possible and like I want to inspire people and all this stuff. Do you get the same ending even if you choose?
Yeah, I think you do.
The wrong choices? Okay.
I think actually a lot of the side missions, when it's just like dialogue and stuff, you can pick whatever you want and you'll still go through it.
It'll still end the same way.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew that. I figured you could like fail side missions, but I guess I've never really failed one other than by losing a fight.
Yeah.
So, So is that the one where you don't pretend to be a producer because some girl needs to pretend she has a boyfriend, is it?
No,
that must be a different one.
No, I think you might pretend to be like a doctor or something, and you're like at dinner with the girl and her parents, and they're like asking you doctory questions or something, and you got to pretend to be a doctor. I think I did well on that one. But my favorite, and just to preface this, I played this game before and I picked up my save and I kept playing it for the show. So this was like 3 years ago when I last played this game, or 2 years ago or whatever. But I played this mission where I infiltrated a cult, and they all wore white, and they all did weird ritualistic things, and the leader of the cult was like a grifter, dude. He was he was collecting tithe from the people, taking money from them. Yeah. So what do you think Kiryu did? He beat the bejesus out of the guy.
Yeah, of course. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. There's no other way to handle these types of situations. Certainly not with words. So, yeah, that one's like my favorite. I was just like, it was like long, very long, And just like you have to pretend to be a cult member, right? So you have to observe their weird rituals, and then like they're like, what comes after poo poo? And you're like, pee pee. And they're like, excellent. So that one was really cool. I would say in general, I found the side missions like way more like engaging than like the overall story.
Yeah.
At least at first. Although I was playing the last session I played, I was getting like halfway through Majima's stuff, and I was like, oh, it was starting to pick up. Like I was like interested in Majima's story, but certainly the entirety of Kiryu's story, like chapters 1 and 2, are like snooze, I think.
Yeah, I think I agree with you for the most part. But I still want to see it played out, I guess. Right?
Oh yeah, me too.
But I'm like, yeah, right. It's like I like Kiryu as a character. And I guess like the strongest connection I feel is with his buddy, the one he came up with,
Right.
So I want to see like how that plays out. And I guess from what I hear, he's like the villain of the next game, right?
Yeah. He pulls some kind of betrayal bullshit.
Right. So that'd be cool. But as far as him, like the whole thing, right, is that he joined the Yakuza because of like an adult father figure. I forgot his name.
Also, Kazama is their last name. It's how Kiryu got his last name. Don't explain why the other guy, who also was adopted by this guy, decided to keep his own last name or whatever. Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah.
So he gets adopted and then kind of brought into the Yakuza. And there's other like this competitive nature between all the top Yakuza dudes that want to all be at the top of the family clan, right? So they're trying to get Kiryu's dude out. They're trying to find every which way to get him expelled. And you are like, no, that's my
daddy
father figure. That's my daddy. Yeah. I don't know. It's very your classic like, avenge story. So
yeah. Casper, what do you think of the story overall? Like, did you like feel like it was pulling you along pretty good?
I think after the first guy left the Yakuza, that's when I started getting pulled into it. But then it just leads to the new guy, right, in the next chapter.
Yeah,
so
you just switch.
Yeah, and then it kind of builds up again because it's kind of like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't really get what's happening. So
right.
I don't know, it's kind of weird. I didn't expect to switch. At least, well, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't expect it so soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it would. I also kind of thought it would maybe be like two full like disjoint separate stories. Like you play all of Kiryu's story and then do all of Majima's story.
So it is like an alternating.
Yeah, it appears to be, unless what we played was all of Kiryu's story, but I hope it wasn't.
Right.
Game just ends.
Right. So it's kind of like Last of Us 2 then, right?
I haven't finished Last of Us 2.
I never played Last of Us 2.
Okay, yeah.
I'm looking at you, Kody. I'm like doing like switching, giving you the evil eye, giving you a stink eye.
Well, in that case, it would be like switching back and forth, but they kind of like meet in the middle. But I don't know if this one, it sounds like these two stories, Kiryu and the other main character, they're like totally separate. Like they don't cross paths at all.
I mean, they do. The two characters cross. I know that they are like frenemies in the series, but I don't know if they actually cross paths in this game or not.
I think they probably do.
So.
They have to at least once. That's probably how they meet or something. Apparently, nothing goes between them, like inventory wise, except for the cards.
Yep.
That makes sense.
They got a little jerking off like mail order swapping, kind of deal. They're like, dude, I just got this one. Like, here you go. You can borrow it. Jack off. Really, I was really shocked when it turned out that you do like masturbate to them. Like that's the joke, is that they masturbate. I was like, this is a family game and a Christian podcast. We don't masturbate. Sorry, I'm looking at our notes really quick. So yeah, last thing that I want to talk about with the story is like, there's a lot of like elements of the story that like seem very Japanese, right? Like maybe like the whole the nature of the Yakuza and stuff like that's all something that's pretty foreign to us. But like, does it make any sense to like a Japanese audience why the empty lot is so important? Because to me, I do not understand. Like,
It's like right,
buy
'cause
someone
that
else's
is,
fucking
like,
house, dude. Like, it's a like.
I think it's,
don't you guys have mountains of money? You are literal crime lords.
Yeah, right. It's yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Because like a big point of this game is like property drama, right?
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys or anyone in the comments, but it's like you pick up all these pieces and then you sell it all together and you get huge profits by selling it all bundled together.
Oh, you
all the different
parcel it
properties.
together into like
Right,
one
so-
bigger lot.
Probably.
Right. So
That's
the
how
fact
malls get
that-
built.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess instead of having all these, separate stuff that you pay for, it's like, all right, let's just focus here on this block, get everyone out of here, muscle them out,
Mm-hmm.
and then now we have the whole thing. We could sell it, I guess, or knock it down and build it something else or whatever.
Right.
I
That's
see.
how I understand it. I also
I
think
guess
it's
that makes
kind
more
of
sense.
I also think it's kind of like weird too. It's just like this tiny little empty lot that they're all fighting over. But
Yeah.
that's I guess
it just seems to me like they needed something to fight over, and they're like, fuck
Right.
it. Like, a piece of land. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, dude, you guys could have. I mean, you're the Yakuza, right? Can't the writers of this game, like, I don't know. I don't want to tell them how to like write a game, but
Do it.
I don't know.
You're an expert as far as I'm concerned.
The Yakuza, it's like, hey, you could have fought over like so much other stuff.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are killers and like,
I
I don't know.
I think what they're fighting over is keeping the town or the city the same, because I think some people want to keep it from changing and other people they want to modernize it. And like that's what they're fighting over.
I
Yeah.
see.
That's probably like the the meta, you know what I mean? Like the
The little-
writers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it takes place in the 80s, right? So it's kind of like a changing.
Yeah, sure. The internet's
Era,
about to come
right?
out.
So-
Technology's getting good.
Huge
Right,
phones.
right. So
like,
it's kind
things are
of
changing. Yeah.
yeah. So you're probably right, Casper. That's probably what the writers were going for there.
The last piece of
keeping it
unmodernized Japan was sitting right there in
in that
Kamurocho.
lot.
But yeah, I mean that's I don't have none of us got like super far into the story, so we don't know like how it pans out. You guys didn't like look anything up. I thought about watching like a let's play or like skipping through like a let's play and kind of seeing where the
Yeah.
story goes. But do you guys have any clues as to where the story goes?
No.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know how the rest of the series works, right? I'm just like so blind to this series. Like,
Yeah, me too.
It doesn't always all take place in the 80s, right? There's no way.
No.
Maybe it does.
No, I
does
think it'll take. Well, I think yeah. I think it starts to take place like in
I think
like the 90s and then the 2000s.
I think the first game takes place
Okay.
in early 2000s.
Yeah,
Oh, so they jump ahead like that far?
that's a big
Okay.
jump. I didn't think it was that far. So let's
well,
see.
I don't wanna spoil
Kiryu at
it,
the
but,
end.
Um.
Spoil away.
Okay. I'm pretty sure the Kiryu goes to jail, and when he gets out.
Okay, so then he
Uh,
gets
it's-
out.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know why he goes to
I like
Yakuza
jail.
the
takes
setting,
place
though.
between 1995 and 2005.
Okay.
Okay.
And then let's see where the series,
'Cause-
the last one before the new one,
Right.
takes place in 2016. So
Okay.
he's 20. Quick math. We all went to college. We could do this, I think.
Wait, is it the same guy?
How old is he? 22. Yeah, he's
Is it
the
always
he's the
Kiryu?
Kiryu is the main character of the first 6
For-
games, and then the new one that came out, Yakuza Like a Dragon, is a new protagonist.
Oh. Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's. I don't know how like. I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to play every single Yakuza game,
Yeah.
right?
We had a bit of technical difficulties right there, but we are back and we were asking Casper what he thinks about the fighting in Yakuza 0. Casper, take it away.
I liked it. It was really fun. I really like just throwing people around, curb stomping them. You know, good old
Hell
fashioned
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, dude. Some of these executions are insane,
Yeah.
bro. They're fucking nuts. And I guess it's to the zany like wacky part. Speaks to that part of the game.
Yeah.
Like so like some moves stick out in my mind like I can't stop thinking about them. There's one where if you execute, hit triangle next
heat
to a
move.
car. Yeah, the heat move. You'll open the car door, stick the dude's head in the crack, and then just like slam it once, and then you back up and you kind of look at him, and then you run and you just like slam it again. And then this guy gets double slammed. And then the other one that sticks out is where you pick up someone by the waist, right? Their head's facing down, and you just jump up in the air.
Pile drive them.
You just slam them down on their head.
Isn't that the
insane.
tombs? Isn't that the Gravediggers? Or no? Who's the WWE guy? That Undertaker.
Yeah,
it's a
Undertaker.
Tombstone. Isn't that the Tombstone?
but
That's his
doesn't
like
he do
finishing
it-
move.
He does it from like a standing, right? And then just like kind of like kneels down.
Right.
But Kiryu, dude, he's fucking jumping like 10 feet in the air, just like slamming people
Dude,
down.
he's a master of the martial arts.
Yeah. So I guess my question to you is like, which fighting style? Because I have 3 right now.
Yeah.
Which one do you guys like use the most? Evan, what do you?
So all 3 of them have like their like basic one, like their like medium, like all style one or all purpose one, and then they've got a power focused one and a speed focused one. And I generally prefer the power focused ones, especially for Goro, for Majima, dude. Because he uses a bat.
Yeah.
I know you didn't get this far, Cody, but he uses a bat,
that's
and
sick.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
So that one's my favorite, just from purely based on how it looks when you whack people with a bat. Like it's so fucking tough, bro. What about you guys?
I liked the for the first character. I think it's called the Brawler one, just like the all-purpose
the
one.
third one,
All-purpose one.
Oh, my bad. The
Yeah.
Brawler's the first one.
Yeah. What is this drawn one called for the first guy? It's
I forgot.
Like Beast or something, or like Animal, something like
something
that.
like that,
And
yeah.
Beast. I think it's Beast. Yeah.
But I like the first one for Majima too, because
Majima.
I liked when you fought with him, you would poke their eyes out and they would turn away.
Yeah. He had a lot of really. I like his like heat moves for that one. Like the default one is like they try to punch you and then they miss and he just comes up behind him and fucking snaps their neck.
Yeah, how are they alive?
Yeah, I know. It's like if I know anything from our movie podcast is that if your neck gets snapped, you die.
Yeah. Watch
the
What
movie
is it called?
podcast. So speaking of the fighting stuff, like, I think it's pretty interesting that like the people who teach them fighting styles, or at least one for both of them, is like a hobo, is a homeless person.
Dude, homeless people play a big part in this game, man.
So, 2 questions. One, is that like pretty uncommon in Japan? I think it is. Like, I don't think there's
Like a
like a ton
homeless
of
person?
homeless people. Yeah.
I think
it's a good
then-
question.
I think they have
That's a
just
good
as
question.
much as here.
Really? I
And-
thought they had like much better like kind of like social programs.
Right.
Maybe not.
I've seen stuff for those like homeless camps, kind of like they have here, where they just kind of like
Oh yeah.
set up shop.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know too much.
But then like the second thing was like, is it like, are they playing with the trope of like the old hermit, like that teaches you
That
like the
knows-
way of the crane style or whatever, you know, like these like
Right.
RPG or like martial art movie like tropes. Like is the
Right.
hobo the hermit? Like he rejects
Right.
society, perhaps, like, you know, certainly the hobos that teach us fighting styles in this game aren't like the kind of, you know, spiritually destitute people that like you know, that unfortunately is like the very real reality in this world, that like they're homeless for like the most terrible reasons possible. These guys just seem like they like martial arts and they happen to be homeless, you know. So
They
like
always- they
is
always
it like
know a
about like the
move.
rejection of like society, you know,
I don't know. That's a great
to like
question.
focus on your martial art?
I think they're just bums.
Dude, these are all.
Just a couple of bums.
Well, I mean, when you're on the street, you know, you're fighting on the street. You're fighting for
Yeah, you know a lot
everything
about
you
that,
got,
Cody.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's a good question though. I don't
Yeah.
know about the
It's,
As far as Japan social programs go, I'm not sure, but
I think it's just like a trope, and they're just playing it
Yeah.
up, you know?
Yeah.
it's like that trope, but like in a modern day.
So like, and I think that's what they're going for is
Or
like
not
with
modern,
these
but like
games
80s, yeah.
is like taking these existing tropes and like just moving them into the space of like a gangster type thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like like we were talking about, like the equipment, like the hobos to teach you stuff, like, you know, it just feels, and like the vending machines are like treasure chests. Like, I don't know if you guys found any vending machines, but they're like pretty, you just walk up to it and it gives you a random item.
Yeah.
Like, and then like this,
like phone booths is how you save.
yeah,
like,
like,
kinda,
yeah, of course, because what else would be in 1988 in Japan? What else would be a safe point, right?
Yeah.
And then like the fact that like yen is not only your like gold currency, like what you use to exchange with shopkeepers, it's also your XP. I think
Right.
is really funny and creative. Like,
yeah,
you know,
to like level up or get increase max health, you have to put in like 4 million.
yeah, dropping
But
the
then
big
there's
bucks.
also like this I forgot what the dude's name is.
Mr.
Oh, the
Shakedown.
clown? Oh,
Yeah, Mr. Shakedown. Dude.
Oh,
If
oh.
he catches you on the street,
He's
and
taking
you've got
all your
like
money.
8 mil, dude.
That guy,
He's gonna.
he's like twice your size. He's all chest. And you just,
Listen,
yeah.
buddy, you're like twice my size. You should leave me alone.
if you
Yeah.
talk to him, he talks about how he wants to become like an apex predator, and he just mugs people on the street to do that.
He's what is it, like a gamma male or something? Is that like the new highest one? But yeah, so it's like you can lose all your
XP,
currency,
dude. All your
if you- right,
unspent progress.
Yeah, so
Unless you beat him
I'm
up.
always making sure I spend it.
So I
and keep,
lost
like,
to
under a
him
mil.
like the day before yesterday or something, and it did. I had pretty much avoided him, and I was like, I can take him. Like, let's see what happens. Lost like a
Dude,
lost like
he's
a hot
kind of
mil.
cheating.
Yeah, just fucked me up. But he did
just,
say
like,
I'll get
kills
it
you.
back with interest. So I do wonder if it actually acts as like some kind of like a bank. And like later in the game, I will get it back like with interest applied.
The guy,
If you look at him, he has like
He has a
how
count.
much he's carrying.
Yeah.
Right. So like I looked at him and he's got like 10 mil. So I'm like, all right, let me spend my experience really quick. I'm gonna go try to beat the shit out of this guy. And then it's kind of cheating because he just like 2-hit kills you like really fast. Like doesn't
Yeah.
even give you time to heal in between attacks.
Yeah.
So he like trapped me in a corner and just like hit me, like headbutt me, and I'm just dead.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
you can find the guy. He just sleeps in the middle of the streets, and you can actually pickpocket him.
Oh.
But it only gives you like 100 yen. It gives you like nothing.
okay.
Do you have to like keep pickpocket him? I don't know if he wakes up. I did it like 10 times and he didn't wake up. But
Okay, interesting.
it takes forever.
My man
so.
had a bunch of
Yeah.
Motrin and just zonked out.
Dude, I love Motrin. I used to drink that all the time as a kid.
Dude, my mom kept trying to stop me and I couldn't be stopped. What else we have for like our like notes about like mechanics and stuff?
Mini games
I mean,
galore.
yeah. So I'm gonna rip on the fighting a little bit, I guess, really quick before we jump to the mini games. I think the fighting is like super duper easy for the most part. Like, or
Yeah.
maybe it's not that it's easy because there are parts where I've died, but like when I've died, it hasn't felt like particularly like fair or nuanced. Like I felt more just like,
For sure.
oh, I didn't bring enough healing items because I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna keep hitting square until the guy
Yeah.
dies.
Right.
You know.
I agree with that for sure. I think the boss fights are pretty hard.
The boss fights were super hard, which is why
Yeah.
that was like when I started
It's a
dying, and I was
huge
like,
jump,
I just need
right.
to get a bunch of health items and just keep healing.
So when I didn't really understand like how the health system in this game worked. I just kept doing the story missions. I didn't really explore the world up until the point where you climb the tower and you fight the first boss, right?
Right.
But that whole way up there, you can't go outside to buy health and stuff. So I actually had to bump just for like that section. I had to bump it down from normal to easy
Oh wow.
because
Coward.
I was just getting my fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
And you keep going, and there's like no checkpoint, and I'm like, yo, please. There's a guy in the middle of the hallway with like a big couch. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't beat him. He kept slamming me down. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, what the fuck? I couldn't dodge it.
If you walk up to him
You gotta
really
dodge left and
slowly,
right.
okay, something pops up like the Y button or whatever you have, and it
Okay,
couches him.
okay,
And
yeah.
You just grab
It's a
the
heat
couch
move.
and then you beat him with it.
Okay, that's interesting because like I couldn't time it where it's like it's like one of those things in a game where he doesn't react until you get close enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But me trying to dodge out of the way from his attack, I can't dodge it because he's smashing a couch on my head.
no, definitely.
But like once you start understanding like how this game works, it's like, okay, yes, it is getting very easy. Like the random encounters on the street, I'm never gonna die from those, like ever.
Right,
You know
right.
what I
Those
mean?
are easy peasy.
Yeah, but then the boss fights, it just spikes in difficulty. They're really hard. It's kind of like Dark Souls, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Or
Although,
like they just keep getting like new attacks and stuff, and I'm like, yo, what the hell?
yeah, it
takes you
just
a couple
doesn't feel.
tries.
It just doesn't feel all that fair, or like it doesn't feel like the system is deep enough where I could get good enough at it. But that could just be
Right.
like a failing on my part, right? Like I'm sure there's probably someone who's listening to this like, you are so wrong, Evan. Like, you just gotta block and like quarter circle, forward punch, Hadoken this bitch. So, I don't know.
It does have a lot of different combos, and you can block and dodge. So I think, I don't know. I feel like the health packs kind of mess up with it because
They break it.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Yeah.
get better because you can just heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I guess the limited inventory stops that. But you could also
Yeah,
just,
but I can bring in 24 healing items
Yeah.
into a fight. It's still
Right,
a lot.
right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel myself sometimes I'll just like snowball and I'll get like more and more sloppy, and then the fight is still like pretty hard. So I had to step away from the game a couple times, like in the first boss fight, in the bathroom, like after you smash a dude's face into the urinal, you have that guy who keeps chasing you up the tower. Yeah, he kept beating me a couple times, and I could just feel myself like I'm not doing the correct things at the right time. I have this problem with a lot of games where like I'll just like, all right, fuck it, go again. And I'm just getting worse and worse and worse. I'm like, all right.
We're just getting madder and madder.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm
I
tilting.
mean,
I'm
I just
tilting,
don't,
yep.
for that reason, like I don't think the fighting system like does it for me. And then the last thing that I find like weird about it is when you are like walking around town, there's kind of like this like very like feels like a very distinct kind of cut to the fight. Like you're walking, a guy runs up to you, and then it's just short of like the screen going. It doesn't do this, but it feels kind of like the screen kind of goes black and comes back, and now you're fighting. And it does. I do wish like I could. It was more of a natural transition, right? Like, and it probably has to do with the fact that like it's like the series is like obviously like we've said like playing with like RPG mechanics and tropes and whatnot. And like in RPGs, there's always kind of that the random encounter is like has to be broken out in this like really like noticeable way so that the player knows, oh, I have now playing the game with a different rule set, right? Whereas with this, the rule set running around and the rule set in the fights are too similar to the point where I'm like, I want to be able to like, I wish I could walk up and just hit the punch button and not punch anybody, but that is not an option.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, like it doesn't need to be so separate because they are so similar. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, it totally makes sense because it's like, and it's kind of slow too. The animation, where, like you're cracking your knuckles and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I just want to
all
get
right,
to the
all right,
fight.
buddy, all right,
Yeah, like
buddy.
I'm ready
Yeah,
to
yeah.
fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Too
But
many
like in Dragon
transitions.
Quest, like but in Dragon Quest it makes sense, right? Like I'm walking around the same kind of way, and now I need to switch into a mode where I'm menuing and stuff. So it needs to make it like, and like Pokemon or something, right? Like all these things need to make it like very clear that you are not going to be playing the same way. But it doesn't need to be made clear with this game, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
could
agree
just
with
be
that.
GTA style, like walk up, punch a guy. Which is also funny that this game, like I remember when Yakuza 4 came out, I didn't play it, but like everyone was like, it's Japanese GTA. This is absolutely nothing like Grand Theft Auto. It's far too wholesome. This is such a lie.
Yeah, for sure. Like you always see that comparison, like especially when I didn't really know like a ton about the Yakuza series. I was like, oh, like a Japanese Saints Row or something.
Yeah.
I'm
Nope.
like, not really. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, what it does have in common with Saints Row is the litany of mini games.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
this
Yep.
game, I think this series is probably pretty famous for this. I think like I don't know that much about it, but it's definitely got its fair share of mini games. So why don't we go around really quick? What's a mini game you guys like? Let's toss it to Casper first.
I've played a lot of pool. I just like pool though in general in real life, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Love a good pool game.
Yeah.
Yeah, pool. Oh, dude, pool in video games is sick. It's so good.
Oh, bowling too. I did a lot of bowling in this game, but I also like bowling.
I didn't
in
know
real
there
life.
was bowling. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, there's bowling at least.
I didn't know it was bowling either.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
It's actually kind of just like Wii bowling, just instead of the
Yeah.
motion controls. It's like the same way it works.
It's the same exact. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Kody?
I like this. I don't know. Is this controversial? But I kind of like the dancing mini game.
Yeah, the dancing is cool.
I mostly like it because it's not like your Dance Dance Revolution, like, you know, up arrow when you're supposed to hit it. It's like you have to. It's really focused on rhythm and stuff, right? And like you have to. The way it is like a grid system, and you have to get to the next point, and
There's like kind of a
steps you
weird
take-
puzzle mechanic to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just I don't know. It clicks with me.
That's cool.
You have to get to the point and hit the button in the correct beat.
Right.
And the more steps you take to get to that point, you get more points.
Yeah.
So
right. Yeah. It's
I'm
like
sure
playing
there's some
It's like
crazy-
playing Snake, right? Kinda.
Yeah,
and a rhythm
exactly.
game at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, dude, the songs are so
They
fucking
slap, dude.
slap, dude. They slap.
Yeah.
There's this one about like how it's like a weekend night or something, and you're just like jiving out. I just have it playing in my head all the time. It's so good.
Dude, it's the soundtrack of the summer, dude.
Yeah, I wonder if it's on Spotify. I'm gonna
Might
check
be.
really quick.
Probably.
Um,
Aren't
for
there real
me-
songs, right? Like licensed or?
Oh yeah, I think so.
They must be, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
must be.
For me, I really like playing the crane game. I found that like really relaxing. You know,
Crane games
I know
are
I was
cool.
bitching about the crane game rewards earlier, but like I just genuinely enjoy like just boop 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 drop it in. Like I don't know, it just feels so like I feel so cozy when I do it.
I'm glad they give you 3 tries instead of just one.
Yeah,
I think it would be
Yeah.
annoying having to put a coin in every single time.
right. But I also like that it is like one coin, so like it's like a drop in the bucket in your massive Yakuza
Yeah.
wallet. Like it's not like you're actually spending your money, which I just like that. Yeah. So the games got really cool mini games. They really I think they do a pretty good job of breaking up the gameplay. The other one I liked that I think you have to play for the story is the baseball one. Did you guys play the baseball one?
Yeah, I did.
No, I've never played the baseball.
Okay,
one
it might not be a part of the story, but you like it's like target baseball. So you're like hitting baseballs at like a, you know, what's that called? A base batting cage? Batting
Yeah,
cage.
batting
Yeah,
cage.
yeah.
You're at a batting cage and there's targets. So you're like you have to like aim and also time the swing correctly. So it's kind of like the mix of Snake and a rhythm game. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a kind of a rhythm thing with some aiming. Like they found a nice way to kind of mix it up instead of just being like press X when the ball gets near you. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, I think compared to something like GTA, where their mini games are more realistic in a sense, I guess.
Sure.
It's like when you're playing darts, it's like it's literally you throwing a dart, like clicking a button, throw the dart, and hit where you're supposed to hit.
Yeah.
So I think that they're very creative with how they do their mini games. So
Yeah.
Oh, the darts in this one is just you throw the dart.
Yeah.
oh, okay, maybe
Yeah,
that was a bad
it's like-
example, but
Yeah, but
GTA definitely
There-
doesn't
well,
have
there-
disco
there-
dancing.
I think it's got both. Like it's got like the stuff that like pool is like very much and bowling, like what you would expect. Like it's literally
yeah.
the thing. And then they have these funner, like kind of more inventive ones. Like how do you bring this other activity to a game form?
Right.
The karaoke is another one. That one kind of sucks, I think. I don't like karaoke, but
You know, we didn't even talk about that though. Karaoke, that's like the big meme.
that's like the big.
the-
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the song? Baka
Yeah, Baka
Mite-
Mitai.
Baka Mitai, yeah.
Such a fool.
Yeah.
That I think the songs are fun and I like the animations that play. Like, you know, it switches to like you'll be just singing in a bar and then all of a sudden you'll be on like a stage and there's dancers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I love that part of it. It's
Yeah,
just I think
super goofy.
the rhythm aspect of it is like kind of frustrating because I said this before the podcast to these guys, but there's like these bars and they have buttons on them, and that's kind of your rhythm game. It's like as the cursor moves along the bar, hit the button on that matches. But those bars are not always the same length, but they always take the same amount of time to clear. They're always like one measure. So sometimes one measure will take up like a fifth of your screen space, and then like one measure will take up your entire screen space, and you don't really know, like it's hard unless you can do like subdivision in your head of tempo beforehand. It's kind of fucking hard to hit the first one when there's a switch in size. Like you know, you really have to use your eyes, which is like I think the mark of like a bad rhythm game is like the requirement of like watching.
Yeah. Have you guys played Rhythm Heaven on like the DS?
I have. I do. I like Rhythm Heaven. That game is sick. Just that's some good rhythm games. But yeah. So we've talked about the gameplay a fair amount. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with the gameplay? Anything you guys think is cool or bad?
Nah, I guess that's kind of like this game's the gameplay loop, right? Is like you're fighting, you're running around, you're talking to people, and then you're doing mini games for fun, right?
That's all. That's all there is to do.
Yeah.
There's fast travel. Did you know that?
Taking your cab.
Yeah, but it's kind of
I never use it. Yeah, because it takes like 2 minutes to walk to the. Yeah, it's so small.
I don't really get the point of that.
Sometimes I think taking the fucking taxis, like the animation and like, all right, sir, your fare is like 750 yen or whatever. It's like, all right, buddy, hurry it up, right? Yeah. It's not fast. There's nothing fast about it.
So why don't we let's just talk really quick like about kind of like the sound stuff. We try to talk about sound a lot most episodes. So the music, Bakumitai is a banger. The karaoke songs are bangers. But what do you guys think about like the ambient music that plays like while you're playing the game?
So it's like I know specifically the one I'm thinking of is when you're talking to that homeless dude who's teaching all the moves, right? It's kind of like bam 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 bam. I'm getting a little tired of it, because like
there's this guitar loop that plays like for side missions.
Like it's like it's like a handful of songs that you just hear all the time, and I'm like, yo, I'm getting a little fed up. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on.
Yeah.
I do like the serious, like the fight music, like wham wham wham.
right.
Like it's like a super distorted guitar. Like I think that's a fun fight song. But yeah, I would say the music overall is like not super like memorable or like awesome. I mean, the most of the game doesn't have music, right? Like when you're running from point to point, there's no music like in town.
Yeah, you hear the
sounds of the
like
streets.
Town sounds.
Yeah, and those are good. I think those like those feel good. You know, I think it's funny because like any game set in Japan that I've played usually has cicadas in it, and there's no cicadas in this game. I know it's not the right season for it, and that's why, but it feels like it's not set in Japan to me because there's no goddamn cicadas. So there's that. The voice acting, I made a note that it's hard. I feel like as English speakers, it's hard for us to say like if they're good.
Right.
I think they did good. I mean, I don't know, you know. But it sounds good. It sounds like Japanese to me.
One of the things that annoyed me is that the people, like when you go through the town, like the regular people, they'll just like talk, but I don't know what they're saying because there's no
you want to know like what they're kind of whispering to each other.
Right. Yeah, you kind of get the gist of some of them.
Fuck you, big head.
But, yeah.
Oh, this is a side note that reminded me, Casper. So like when I'm running through the street and I run into someone. And it like stops all my momentum, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yo, just get out of my fucking way. It's like, I just want to truck through and just plow over everybody. Just get out of the way.
You know, I didn't know until like halfway of my playthrough that you could run.
Whoa.
I didn't know that.
Walking everywhere, nice and slow.
Well, he has like a fast walk, so I thought like that's just it. And then, did you guys ever go to the shrines to upgrade stuff? Like your
Yeah.
I just found out. I was like, what are these CP points? And before we started recording, I just like saw the shrine, but I haven't done it yet. So.
Yeah, so it upgrades like everything, like explore, or there's like adventure, combat, and business.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
interesting.
adventure is like your running speed and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh wait, there's running.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Hold the phone.
Oh, so this is really quick. I know
Another a side note of a side note. Yeah. What's up?
I'm pretty sure when I was in a random encounter, I'm pretty sure I punched someone in the crowd and they joined the fight. I'm pretty sure.
That's really
I want
cool.
to test it.
But I think it was probably sometimes during fights, like they'll get like
one
reinforcements
of the dudes
will like come running. And,
Okay.
Right.
But it could be. I don't know. Now I want to go try that.
I like to think I just punched a random dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, what the hell?" And
He's
joins
like,
the
yeah, hey,
fight.
you bikers, I'm fighting with you guys. Like, fuck this guy. We all agree. The ties that bind us are our hatred of this guy with an eye patch. So the thing I wanted to say really quick about not about the voice acting, but about the translations that I thought was kind of neat was that, so obviously I don't know like Japanese, I don't know like the dialects or like the accents within Japanese, right? Mm-hmm. But they exist. Like, people who are from Northern Japan talk different than people who are from Southern Japan, and what have you. But I like that the Yakuza all kind of speak, the translations at least, like they are like, what you looking at, bub? Like they kind of have this like kind of contracted way of speaking, and then all the more proper people speak in kind of like the translated sentences are more like fully formed and stuff, and like they would say you instead of ya, like and what have you. So I just thought that was really cool, and especially I know you didn't get there quite yet, Kody, but Goro's scene, his opening scene when you meet him, he is like being super, super nice. This guy's like wasted and he's trying to like pick a fight at the bar he works at the cabaret. And Goro's like, the customer is always king. And like, he's like being like super, super nice, but like to like it was like this like facetious kindness. And then when he finally like goes over the top, like under his breath, he says like, now you're gonna get it, buddy. Like, but it says like gonna instead of going to, and you're like, oh, okay. That's like his true accent. It's his true like way of talking coming out, and then he switches back, and that's a great scene. I'm looking forward to when you get to that scene, since you're gonna keep playing the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, you guys have any last thoughts before we get ready for Casper's variety hour of existential crisis?
Before we wait, do we stamp it now or do we stamp it after? I forget.
I forget too. Stamp it now. We stamp it now.
Yeah, we just keep forgetting every time.
We're just bad. We're bad hosts. We're terrible hosts. Yeah. I'll go first this time. I never go first. I'm gonna stamp it with best mini games in the game. The game being the video games game. The game of making video games. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Shit. Casper, you go first. I gotta think.
I'm gonna.
Is this something we should think about like beforehand? We never do.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna quote Steven Seagal.
Hey, okay, why not?
Hey, why don't you guys speak English?
Steven Seagal, you rascally bastard. I'm just gonna say like my stamp's just gonna be like, because there's 15 games and they all take 100 hours, and I'm never gonna complete.
You never. Yeah, you. I see you getting like a stress rash from it.
I'm like, I'm just getting so anxious just thinking about
Casper, just so you know, the new game is dubbed in English. I don't know if the other ones are, so if you don't like the subtitles, you can play the new game. I think Mark Hamill is the voice of Majima, I just read, so
Whoa,
Luke Skywalker and the Joker and whatever else Mark Hamill does.
Yeah.
Or he's someone, I don't know, I just saw that. But all right. We will be back after a short break for Casper's variety hour of existential crisis. And we are back with Casper's karaoke hour. Instead of doing karaoke, though, we're wondering what games would be good movies. And we are just going to do our best right now to pitch it. If you are a Hollywood executive listening to three dudes from the northeastern United States speak on video games and you think they might know about movies, if that's you, well, listen closely, my dear friend. And thank you so much for listening to any percent. I'll go first unless you guys want to go first.
No, go first.
Nah, take
I'll
it away.
go first.
Take it away.
Yeah. Okay. So my choice for a game that should be a movie is Animal Crossing. Here's why. Okay, Animal Crossing is about like starting with nothing, getting to the top. You know, it's a rags to riches story, and you got a villain right there with Tom Nook. You know, he's pretty. You know, he's like kind of a likable villain. You know, and that's a sign of a good villain. Like he's like friendly. He's got a friendly face, but he's got a punchable face. You know, like you want to. You know, and he's like, and he just keeps getting you into more debt. You're like, oh, please, sir, I barely have enough to eat, but here's the last payment on my house I didn't ask for. And he's like, I bet you want a new roof. You owe me twice the amount that you just paid.
Which Animal Crossing game is this?
It's just
City
any
folk?
of
Is it just
any of
okay?
them. I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
worry about it. We won't get into the finer details anyway. And then you can have like some romance kind of with some of the villagers, like work that in. We're gonna have everybody be humans. This won't be like a furry type situation. But it'll be all humans. Tom Nook's a human, but maybe like a Cats type situation where they're like human animals. I don't know. That's pretty furry. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. You know, Hollywood executive, if you're listening, you can come up with the finer details with that. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's like a rags to riches story about, you know, I think in the end you kill Tom Nook. He's you know, they rise up and they eat the rich and they kill Tom Nook.
Yeah, that's why I think that the newest one, New Horizons, would be good because then you could like own the island, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope Isabel's in it.
Who would you want to direct?
Yeah, Isabel's the love interest. That's how we get like the weebs in, the nerds. They're like Isabel Kuhn. All right, which one of you? Either you go.
Casper.
Sorry.
Let's see. Half-Life movie. That would be cool.
Okay.
Because one, they're not making a third game, so you could end it however you wanted to because there's never going to be a third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then fans will finally get a conclusion, right? You could pretty much do whoever you want for Gordon Freeman because
Yeah, he's such like a faceless. I mean, he has like a look, but
you could
You
make
know,
a
yeah.
guy look like him, but you could pretty much make him act however you want.
right. Yeah.
It would be awesome. Just seeing. Well, I guess I didn't really think it would have to be at least two movies because you got the first one where the pearl opens up and then he beats the guy in Zen, and then the second one would be what even happened? Oh, and then I completely forgot what happened in the second one.
I just know it would be awesome.
It would be cool.
I think, I mean, the head crabs would be cool.
Sci-fi,
like a spooky special effect.
A good horror movie.
Like,
I would lean into if I were to make a movie about Half-Life,
horror.
I would try to lean into the horror thing. Because at least with the first game, I think that's more what they were going for.
Yeah. Sci-fi, like District 9, something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, Casper.
Yeah.
I think so. If I can only pitch one, right? I think a Bioshock movie would be really cool. And here's something I think it would be cool about it, right? What if it was all first person, like
a video
Henry?
game. Oh, Hardcore
Henry.
Yeah.
So in the style of like Hardcore Henry, where it's like all first person, and you're in the world of Rapture and like. Maybe it's so good. But I don't know. Like, do you like use power, like seeing a Big Daddy and like that?
Yeah, I mean, it would.
Cool.
Visually speaking, I think it would be like very cool.
Right.
But like the story, I want us not to poo-poo your idea, but
but
listen, dude, I'm about to have diarrhea on it. The coolest part about Bioshock is the twist. That has to do with player freedom, and that will never translate in a movie in the same way. Like, I think everything else about Bioshock is cool, but that's what like makes Bioshock like a classic from that era of consoles. Is the would you kindly reveal like that?
Right.
Fucking blew my mind.
What about if it was a limited series, HBO limited series? But it was also Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
what-
Okay.
Same
What if they did it?
visually.
What if they did like that Netflix thing where you like choose your own adventure? So it's still like a
Like
game.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah, like that.
Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
That doesn't
I don't
count.
like
These
this
questions
idea.
about movies, not about choose your own adventure films,
I don't like
slash
this.
games.
My idea is not good. No, I think it would be cool just because, like, I don't know. Rapture is just like a world that I want to know like a ton more about.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
I
could do
mean,
like
I
a
think-
prequel. You know, like
I was gonna
steal the
say
games.
both
Like,
of your
in the
ideas. I would
DLC
like. I think it
for-
would be cool to see like a tertiary story in a film.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
Like, that
maybe
would be
not.
really
Maybe
cool.
not the game. Right.
because both of you, I think, both based on what both of you said, it are a little bit more Kody than Casper. But I think it's part of Casper's argument too, is that the world itself is like the coolest part of the game. I know Casper,
Right.
you said like the story needs to be built out, but that's kind of the same thing. So like, yeah, like let's just focus on that. Like let's strip out all the gameplay, strip out the main character. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like make a movie about like Andrew Ryan before
Yeah.
times, or like
That's
I don't
what.
know. Like
yeah,
when
I
Gordon
think-
was in college at MIT, dude. Make Animal House, but with Gordon Freeman.
Yeah, sick.
I'm changing.
That's sick.
I'm changing my movie.
Okay.
I want
Okay.
a different Valve game. I actually, I would rather a Portal prequel movie.
Okay.
A Portal
like
would
a-
be
like a
sick. I
horror
think because that
type.
one's like a self-contained.
that would be cool.
That would be cool seeing the
Like the
scientists.
day that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
the day it all goes
yeah.
down and GLaDOS goes
Yeah.
crazy.
That would be cool.
Sick.
I mean, that
It'd be like 2001: A Space Odyssey, right?
Or like
That's cool.
a smart house because
Yeah, it's like Smart House.
They could go into
Wow, that's the-
Ratman or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Doug Ratman,
I think,
the Rat Man.
Ratman.
That's a problem with a lot of these video games to movies and stuff. Is like you guys don't have to do the game, right? Like you don't have to do
Like do beat for beat the game.
Yeah.
like okay, it's I'm thinking of like the Michael Fassbender, like Assassin's Creed, right? It's like I don't know the technology, the animus, and like playing as your ancestors and stuff. You didn't have to be. I don't know.
Altair
a
or
better
whatever.
They could.
a better example is like like the upcoming like Borderlands movie. It's like you guys don't have to do the first Borderlands. You could do something in the world of Borderlands. I mean, there's all these planets and
Yeah.
Right.
vaults and I don't know.
I'd be way more interested in that.
Yeah, it's
but-
like Kevin Hart running around and Jack Black as Claptrap. It's like, okay.
It's because they were in Jumanji, and that was like a video game movie. So now they're gonna be in video
Whoa.
game stuff.
Oh.
That's my
Right.
That's my deep Hollywood theory. So
Yeah.
they're
Um,
now the video game guys.
Like with the upcoming like HBO Last of Us, like they just announced the casting for Joel and Ellie, but it's like, man, the world of Last of Us, it doesn't have to just be Joel and Ellie. I mean,
Yeah, I
Like,
agree. I mean,
Actually,
we kind of
certain-
saw their.
I would be more interested if it
There.
was just the world and like different people living in it.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, because like
you know what's a
Uh.
good example of something like that? Have you guys ever seen High Maintenance on HBO?
No.
no.
Okay,
What's
so
that? What's
High
up with
Maintenance is about a guy. He sells weed. His name is just the guy, and it's these
Whoa.
like little vignettes every episode in New York City. Just kind of about like people's lives in New York, and it's more like about building like a
Yeah.
tone. It's just these like, and the thing, the tie that binds them all is that they buy weed from this
from
guy,
that guy?
and he does have his
That's
own story
genius.
that is woven in, but it's definitely not the
Yeah.
main focus of the show. And
That's
it's
genius, dude.
yeah, it's really cool. Like, and it shows that like, yes, you can have a successful and entertaining media program, whether that be like a show or like a movie or what have you.
Yeah.
But that is just like looking into like a world, into a space, and like getting a better understanding of it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. We've already seen Joel in that specific example. We've already seen like The Last of Us, Joel and Ellie's story.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be good because it's got like the guy who did Chernobyl is like writing it, and like Neil Druckmann's involved. Like I'm sure it's gonna be good. It's just like I don't know. You could tell any story in the world. It doesn't have to be.
Don't have to retell this one. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so video game writers or video game movie writers, you heard it here first. Any Percent Podcast. We want you to write movies set adjacent to video games. Please.
Yeah, we demand it.
We demand it. If our demands are not met, we will blow up all video games.
I'm not gonna watch Sonic 2.
Have you guys ever seen the Doom game? Oh, did the Doom movies?
Movie?
Yeah.
The one
Oh,
with
they're
the
making a
Rock?
new one,
No,
but
I
yeah.
haven't seen it.
Oh, you never saw that one? That one was
No.
something else. That one went to first person at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
That's
I'm an
insane.
idiot. I don't even want to say it.
What?
I just clicked in my mind. I was like, yo, they should do an Alien Isolation movie. I'm so stupid. All right, we gotta cut it.
We gotta make a
That's so
Spider-Man 2 the
stupid.
game, the movie. That game was awesome. They should totally turn it into a movie.
Dude, I'm so stupid.
It's okay. It's okay, buddy.
It's late.
All right, it's late.
Yeah, it's late. All right, I think we'll wrap it up. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to Kody and Casper for being my lovely co-hosts. I've been your host, Evan, and it was
Oh, wait, what's our
Casper.
next
No,
name?
I'm doing it. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay.
And if I hadn't been fucking interrupted, God, I was gonna say, and Casper, would you do the courtesy of announcing our next game?
What is the next game? Oh, yeah.
You picked
All right.
it.
Yeah, I did. All right. It is Outer Wilds. Cool game. It's like a space game, but there's like a time loop type thing.
It's like
right?
Majora's Mask in space.
Right.
Yeah,
and that is, I don't know that much about
what the
it.
hell's going on. Yeah, and you
Right.
die every 22 minutes or something like that.
I know it's really good. Everyone that has ever played it that I'm friends with, it's like the bombest game ever. So
Yeah.
we're all pretty excited to check it out. That might be like one we all finish if we have time. I think we all have pretty good incentive to finish it. So
Yeah, it doesn't sound very long. So.
yeah, I don't think it's super long. So yeah, this has been episode 10 of Any% Podcast, and we are out of here.